Hey everyone, today I'm going to break down the recent climate agreement between the United States and China. Here we go. First and foremost, this is a good thing, no matter what the opposition to the agreement says. According to thinkprogress.org, one of the main arguments against the policies that fight climate change has been the mere fact that global warming is global. It can't be solved by any one country alone. The argument has manifested itself many times in our political discourse. Why should the U.S. implement climate policies if China isn't doing it? Why should the U.S. do anything if no one else is going to do it? Well, first off, we just did it. China and U.S. just made the agreement, and the European Union made an agreement to cut their emissions by 40% as well, so their argument is invalid. The argument is very weak substantively. China's still developing while the U.S. has already developed, but it has been effective politically in preventing climate action in the United States, according to Paul Higgins, a climatologist and director of the American Meteorological Society's policy program. Now that Obama has sealed cooperation with China, Higgins said that argument is essentially moot. Efforts to reduce U.S. emissions have been blocked, in part by people who argue that the U.S. should wait for China to act, Higgins said. The deal has potential to get us all beyond what has been a major, maybe the major, political challenge for the emissions reductions in the United States. Another argument is that the President of the United States, Barack Obama, has a war on coal and that he is trying to hurt the economy and take away the jobs. Well, I can tell you that is completely bullshit. That whole argument and pretty much everything else said about this in a negative manner is political bullshit to try to raise opposition towards the cause and towards Barack Obama. Yes, I'm a United States citizen, but I'm independent. I'm neither Democratic, Green, Liberal, Tea Party, or anything. These are just unbiased observations. China declared that by 2030, 20% of their energy will be from non-fossil-based fuels. One more argument, and it's literally just a political sabotage argument, stating that this deal is ignorant and that China will just continue to keep expanding their coal industry exponentially without doing anything else until 2030 is also bullshit because, well, China kind of has to invest into renewable energy before 2030. It doesn't make sense if they don't, because you can't just have this goal of 20% by 2030 and not do anything until 2030. That's impossible. The whole argument is pretty much just to make Obama look bad. And even more so, these numbers are easy. If you really were trying to be cynical, you could say that they're trying to put a floor under the retreat from carbon to manage a retreat from fossil fuels instead of really putting carbon on the run. The Germans, for instance, will be moving in on 60% of their energy from clean sources by the mid-2020s. One will still be cutting carbon emissions by small increments. While China is currently the world's single largest emitter of carbon dioxide, that's only been true for about a decade. For at least 50 years, the U.S. has emitted far more carbon than any other nation, more than even the entire European Union. And even though China currently emits more carbon than the U.S. does in aggregate, China has almost 4 times the population. So, in essence, they're actually emitting less carbon per person than the United States does. In the first 3 quarters of 2014, China spent $175 billion on clean energy projects, a 16% jump from the previous year. According to data from Bloomberg New Energy Finance, this comes on top of the $54.2 billion invested in China's renewable energy market in 2013, which is also far more than any other country. Chinese solar investment reached a record of $12.2 billion this fall, and the country could very well add more than 14 gigawatts of solar capacity this year, almost 1/3 of the worldwide total. And China exceeded its goal of installing 100 gigawatts of total installed wind capacity by 2015. The new economy predicts China may surpass the benchmark by as much as 30%. So there you have it, a very quick summary on the deal and what it means. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you didn't, let me know why down below. Please click that subscribe button down below or at the end of this video and like my Facebook page. Take care, everyone.